Today we will work on circular breathing and really filling our body and filling our lungs with beautiful oxygen, feeling the oxygen coursing through our veins, enriching our blood, and revitalizing every organ that we have. So let us begin together as you take a moment to gently close your eyes, getting comfortable and cozy wherever you are, hearing my voice, following the sound of my voice, allowing your body to relax into your chair, knowing that the chair supports you. And in this moment, there is nowhere else for you to be, nothing else for you to do, but to be here now. So let us begin. Exhaling out, fully and completely emptying our lungs, breathing out and letting go, just letting everything go as you breathe in to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Carrying to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deeply inhaling to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3. Deeply relaxing and deeply letting go. 4, 5. Carrying to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now continuing on with your breathing pattern as you listen to the music and let it carry you throughout your meditation as you continue to focus on your breathing. Enjoy your meditation. remembering to breathe. Coming back into this space, feeling revitalized, rejuvenated, ready for today's service, feeling yourself in your body, feeling your feet firmly planted on the ground as you ground yourself, feeling your feet reaching into Mother Earth like the roots of a tree, grounding you, stable, secure, and sound, feeling peace, feeling relaxed, feeling at ease, moving to your solar plexus, feeling centered and whole, feeling ready for today's service, to hear the message or to have the experience that you came here today to have, that your soul brought you here today to have. And we are so grateful that you joined us today, and we are so thankful for you. And we want to enjoy your service today. And I release my word, knowing that even as I speak it, it is already so, as together we say, and so it is.
Hello, my name is Allison Tomei, and I am a spiritual life coach, intuitive painter, and transformational creativity coach. And I just wanted to take a minute to invite you to an upcoming exciting offering that I will be doing for the Amani Center called Creative Calling Circles. Some of you may know me already from doing intuitive painting and soul quest through the Amani Center, but I just wanted to take a minute to tell you a little bit more about what the Creative Calling Circles is all about. We are multifaceted human beings, both neurologically, physically, spiritually. There are many aspects to us. And one of the major aspects in this experience we're having, this human experience that connects us to our divinity and connects us to the bigger realms, is our creativity. The world is becoming very much aligned with and in need of and accessing more of creative energy, both in our spiritual quests, in our purpose, our vocation. So the concept that we are not creative or that there is artist and non-artist simply is not the truth. I've created the Creative Calling Circles as a way to bring together community, storytelling, meditation, right brain processing. So we have our linear, very straightforward A to Z life, birth, life, death way of living that is very linear. But there is another deeper aspect to us. There is an intuitive, creative aspect to us. And the more that we can tap into and become familiar with and strengthen that creative muscle, the richer our lives become. The more intuitive we become, the softer we become, blood pressure goes down, relaxation happens. For many, meditation in its traditional sense is a lot to ask. And especially during times like this when there is so much activity and so much busyness, that sometimes it is hard to sit just in the silence. Creative calling circles are an invitation to use this process as a meditation. No artistic ability is required for these. This will be a circle that meets once a week. You can drop in, or you can get a whole package of 6 of them and continue doing it. Each week I will present a different art or creative process, such as finger painting, collaging, creating sacred altar pieces, wherever this group will go. And in each week, we will bring to the table, we will bring to the altar a heartfelt theme, something that may have come up, something that I may feel led to share, and we will have that time in community to be in this space. When you connect your hands to your heart, to focus concentration, it is a deep, deep healing that takes place. It is a meditation. So I just want to invite you to check it out. You can do drop-in. Again, there is no artistic ability needed, because this is not about ability. This is about the journey and the process, and inviting the creative aspect within us to become stronger. So again, Creative Calling Circles starting September 14th. I very much hope to see you at one. And let's give ourselves this time to be in stillness and to be in that divine feminine energy of creativity and creation. I look forward to seeing you. Bye.
Thank you, Gina. Welcome to the Amani Center. Are you ready to raise the vibration in your room, in your homes, and on the planet? Okay, then let's stand together and sing along with Ascension Light again and John DeFore. Are you doing Testify or something else? Okay, with Testify.
All the colors of the rainbow, all the voices of the wind, every dream that reaches out to find where love begins. Every word of every story, every star in every sky, every corner of creation lives to testify. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. Be a witness in the silence when the words are not enough. With every breath I take, I give thanks to God above. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. From the mountains to the valleys, from the rivers to the sea, every hand that reaches out, every hand that reaches out to offer peace, every simple act of mercy, every step to kingdom come, all the hope in every heart will speak what love has done. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. Be a witness in the silence when the words are not enough. With every step I take, I give thanks to God within. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. For as long as I shall live, I will testify to love. Be a witness in the silence when the words are not enough. With every breath I take, I give thanks to God within. For as long as I shall live, I will testify. I will testify to love.
Awesome. Thank you, John. That was fun. Whole new way to do Testify. It sounded wonderful. Well, thank you all for joining us today. My name is Marcy Mitchell. I am a practitioner here at the Amani Center. And I'm so grateful that you have all joined us, and that goes for you joining us via live stream as well, at home, on Facebook, on YouTube. We're so glad that all of you listened to that voice that told you that this is where you need to be this morning and checked in with the Amani Center to help raise the vibration and be part of our Sunday experience. So we like to begin our service by reading our vision statement, which is coming up on the screen right now. So let's speak it together. We are an inclusive spiritual community dedicated to raising consciousness and transforming lives. And so we have a lot of ways that we do that here at the Amani Center. We have classes. There's lots of classes that are just getting started. We're going to talk about those in a minute. We have workshops. We have concerts. We have our Sunday experience, and just other opportunities for you to be in community and connection and being part of the solution on the planet. And one of the other things that we have are practitioners and ministers as part of our Circle of Light. So would anyone who's in the Circle of Light just raise your hand if you're in the room? So these are people who are trained to pray with you, to know the truth for you, to do affirmative prayer, and that is something we're dedicated to and that we love to do, and it lifts us as well as you. So if you're in the room and you have something you would like some treatment on after service, Angie's going to be right here. We'll pull this chair over. You can get treatment from Angie, or I'm also available. And if you're home You can reach out to us in the comments, or you can send us an email at admin@theamanicenter.org and just ask for someone to reach out to you. We can call, we can send you an email, we can text, we can even meet with you if you're local here in person and do some treatment. And we also have these prayer requests that are on the island back there. You can always fill one of these out and put it in. There's a box right there, and someone will reach out to you however you would like to be reached out to. So take advantage of that. It's really important to us to be able to do that for you. Okay, so now we will take a moment and go through our announcements. And so here's our September schedule. September's theme is Harvesting Our Blessings, and this is the 12th. And we have our wonderful Reverend Pixie Dufour speaking. Next week will be ministerial intern Mitch Austin, also a favorite here at the Amani Center. And then our September 26th, last Sunday of the month, will be our virtual service with Gary Lynn Floyd, bringing both the music and the message. And he is just wonderful. His music, his writing, just his whole angelic way he presents on the planet is just a blessing. So please show up for that. We will watch it here in the center if you'd like to come and watch it in community, or you can just watch the live stream at home. Don't miss that one. And we are starting something this week called Creative Calling Circles. If you've been on our social media or you're live streaming, you might have seen Allison Tomei talking about this. It's a once a week opportunity to answer your creative calling. And we all have one. And she has a lot of different ways to do this. If you've been in her Soul Quest class before, that was amazing. It's a great way to just have fun with art and express yourself and really go deep. She does meditation. She does all sorts of it's fun. It's a fun class. So that's drop-in $25 per night. So you can just show up on Tuesdays at 6 o'clock, or you can buy kind of a group discount if you do multiples. That's on our in our Discover Center, which you can access from theamanicenter.org. And she'll be doing that every Tuesday except the 21st when we have our fall equinox. So sign up for that, or come and show up and do that with Allison. It's going to be great. And then a class that just began last Thursday, but I believe you can still jump into, is Spiritual Economics, led by Reverend Angie Gann. That is our year 2 accredited course, so anyone who's on their practitioner track or just taking those accredited courses, or anyone who just would like to see more divinity in their finances, would like to know abundance is the truth for them and have some steps how to take that. Great class based on Eric Butterworth's awesome book, Spiritual Economics. So that is Thursdays. And then I mentioned the fall equinox ceremony. We've been doing these equinox celebrations at every change of season. Reverend Pixie has been leading many of these along with Kristen Scott, and they have just been amazing for those who were showing up for them. We do them out on the patio. There's ritual, there's discussion, there's a chance to dig into some stuff deep. Here's some music. It's just a lovely, lovely ceremony, and a great way to honor our seasons and our planet as we go through it. So Tuesday, September 21st from 6 to 7 on the patio, and everybody is welcome. And then at the end of the month, on the 27th, Reverend Pixie Dufour will be leading Science of Mind in a Nutshell. So this is a free class, 2 hours for anyone who's new, who's been here a while, who's just kind of like, what are those principles? What is Science of Mind based on? And you know, we're not specifically a Science of Mind church in that we're not part of the CSL program. We're an independent church, but much of our teaching is based on Science of Mind principles as well as some others. But if you take this course, you get just a really great introduction or reminder about how the universe works and how to make your life better by being in partnership with the universe rather than resistance to it. So great class. It will be via Zoom, and again, it's free. You sign up in the Discover Center, which you reach through our website. And then the Hands and Hoofs teen event was postponed from September due to the Caldor fire and evacuations, etc. So they are set for October 16th. As we knew it would be, the ranch has come through this fire without any problems. They're just kind of getting back on their feet. They've got a new little pony coming in. So this is going to be a great event for our teens. There's no cost to the kids to do this. So kids who've been through this have just really loved it. There's a teepee out there, there's some ritual, and many of the wonderful high-minded people who are here at the center talking, teaching our kids are involved with this program, and it's just amazing. So you can sign up with that on our website as well. In our Discover Center, there's a form that will take you to fill out. I know she still had a few spots available, so jump on that October 16th from 10 to 4 out at the Painted Sky Serenity Ranch. And then just another reminder about our safety protocols. Just we're wearing a mask inside over the mouth and the nose. If you've been exposed or think you may have been exposed, then please just stay home. You can watch via our live stream. We also have the patio open. We have a speaker out there, so if you'd rather not wear a mask, you can still come and participate in service in person and just do it from the patio. And the weather is finally getting nicer, cooler, and there's not smoke in the air, so it's really nice out on the patio. If you're feeling sick, just stay home. Again, if you've been exposed or if you are sick, there's no judgment around that. We know it can happen to anyone, but we just appreciate you letting us know if you've been here so that we can let anyone know who maybe needs to get tested or needs to hold themselves in quarantine for a bit. And then we're just respecting each other's space. We're getting permission before hugging. You can always fist bump. You can namaste. We've got some stickers that we ordered that are going to be for people who just really would not like to be hugged. So you can kind of have that to remind you. But it's always just a good practice to honor people's space and just check in with them, make sure they're okay with it. And if they're not, then that's okay too. Then we just say namaste and greet them in that way. And then just overall, if we just always act in the best interest of the community, of each other, then we're all going to be okay. So let's make sure we're always doing that. And I think that's our last announcement. So I'm going to ask Reverend Angie to move over here into the camera, and I'm going to hand her this mic so she can. Oh, wait, I've got to bless the service first. Sorry. That's why you were hesitating. Okay, we all need our village to keep us in check. Just shout it out, folks, when I'm messing up. Okay, so we're going to take a moment and bless the service. So if there's anything in your lap, just set it aside. Put your feet flat on the floor. Sit up nice and straight with your spine straight. If it feels comfortable, I invite you to allow your eyes to close and to receive a cleansing breath in, becoming fully present in this moment, in this space. As we release the breath and we drop in. We drop into that inner silent space of complete and utter connection. The truth is we are always here. We are always connected. We are always at one with Spirit. But we take this moment to remind ourselves of that truth and to consciously set aside other worries, other thoughts, other to-dos. We set them aside and we become present and focused on this connection, our divine connection with Spirit. Everybody has it. There is not a person on the planet who is not connected to the divine. And so the more aware we are of the connection, the more it blesses us, the more we can say yes to everything that the Spirit brings to us, because Spirit wants to give us everything we can desire, the abundance, the love, the joy, the community, the connection, the relationships. All of it is a gift that we can say yes to at any time. And so right now, we just say yes to all this good that a Spirit is bringing to each and every one of us and to our planet and to the world. And even when it looks a little funny, even when it looks frightening or out of principle, we know that Spirit is just bringing exactly what's needed to unfold more of the good. And so when we turn to it and we cease the resistance and we say yes, we can be part of that solution, part of that unfoldment of the good. And so I know that that is happening right now for each and every person in this room and everybody who is listening. we say yes, and we step in to the purpose. We feel the intuition and we take the next step with the guidance that Spirit is bringing, and we are part of the unfoldment. And that's ours to do, now and always. I am so grateful for this truth. I'm grateful to know that the divine, that the universe, that God, that Spirit, that nature, that Allah, that Jesus, whatever word you use, this divine energy is guiding and supporting and sourcing and loving each and every one of us always. And I am so grateful for that truth. I'm so grateful for just a moment of acknowledging that truth so that I can allow it to unfold as it is meant to unfold, and know that all is well in the world. All is well. And so I release my word into the law. I know that as I speak it, as we all hear it, as we all take it in, it is unfolding right now and manifesting in this instant. And again, all is well. And together we say, and so it is. And now I'm going to hand the microphone to Angie and ask her to move into the camera over here, and she will do our affirmation.
Thank you, Marcy. Good morning, Amani. I am Reverend Angie, and I will be leading today's affirmation. We'll go through it 3 times. The first time with energy and enthusiasm. The second time, we'll bring it down into our hearts with a whisper. And the third time, if you'll just join me mentally as I say it. So if you would please join me. I now flow gracefully from a lesser to a greater expression of Source. I now flow gracefully from a lesser to a greater expression of Source. I now flow gracefully from a lesser to a greater expression of Source. And our affirmation is brought to us today by Reverend Pixie DeFore.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of life, to the sweetest kind of love. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to this present moment, here to a new beginning, here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of light. Get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
Taking that into our hearts and minds, we feel the flow of the music. We feel it still reverberating through us as we come together in unity and community today, taking our intention and attention and bringing it inward and bringing it higher. As we continue with the work that we did in the pre-service meditation out on the patio, today we take the opportunity to gather with our spirit guides and to open ourselves up to that communion and communication in a perfect flow. And if you have never experienced your guide before, you can simply close your eyes and request an introduction be made, request that they come forward to you, and you can bring any concern, any question that you would like an answer to, any problem that you're not sure how to solve, not sure what your next step on your journey is going to be. This your guides can help you with. And so anytime you do high-level spiritual work, you always ground yourself first. So you feel your feet planted firmly on the floor, feeling the energy going down into Mother Earth. As the trees have root systems, you see yourself rooted and grounded in just such a way. And you open up at the top in your crown chakra, and you open yourself up to direct communion with your spirit guide, and you bring today any concern it is you have. Maybe it's simply just to have an introduction for the first time, or maybe you're very familiar with your spirit guides and commune regularly. So allow yourself to just have another experience of that and see what you're here for today. Why did you show up today instead of doing all of the any number of other things you could have chose to do with your time instead? You made it a priority to come here today. So I invite you to take that into your meditation today and enjoy your communion. And so we stay in this energy just a while longer while we bring our messages back from our highest guides. And we bring that energy and that essence of our very presence to our divine healing. And we see that that energy can exude from us out to others. And so we send from our hearts to theirs healing for whoever may require it at this time, throughout our fellowship, throughout those listening at home on our live stream, and all around the world. We bring comfort to the souls that are hurting. We bring healing salve to those who aren't sure what their next steps will be. We bring that guidance to them, and we offer to them that they can open up and find those answers within, because we carry it with us as we go. And so we are so grateful to know that we can do this. We are so grateful to know that those around us can do this. And we see those opening up and learning how to expand in those ways and to access such knowledge and information. And it is a divine birthright of all of us to express in our divinity in such a beautiful and lovely way. And so I am so grateful to speak these words, knowing that even as I speak them, they are so, as together we say, and so it is.
And now another song from John DeFore.
Just the other night at a hometown football game, my wife and I ran into an old high school flame. And as I introduced them, the past came back to me. I couldn't help but think of the way things used to be. She was the one I'd wanted for all time, and each night I'd spend praying that God would make her mine. And if he'd only grant me the wish I'd wished back then, I'd never ask for anything again. Sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers. Remember when you're talking to the man upstairs. That's because he doesn't answer, doesn't mean he don't care. Sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers. She wasn't quite the angel that I remembered in my dreams, and I could tell the time had changed me. In her eyes too, it seems. We tried to talk about the old days. There wasn't much that we could recall. I guess the Lord knows what he's doing after all. Sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers. Remember when you're talking to the guy upstairs.
Thank you, John. That was wonderful. We are so blessed with the music we have here at the Amani Center. Thank you. And the other half of that awesome team is going to bless us with her talk today. So join me in welcoming the wonderful Reverend Pixie DeFore.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing out there? Got to get me all set up here. Back to the audience, of course. Every time. I'll never change that. Path of least resistance. Well, speaking about blessings, today we're going to talk about the 8 blessings. But before we do that, I just want to, as usual, say thank you to the entire team that is here before service, that is here during service, that is here after service. From the practitioners and the ministers and the setup and the breakdown, and people that are dropping links and taking care of the service and everything that goes on. I just want to say thank you. You have quite the team here to take care of you so that you have a place to be on Sundays. And as usual, please put yourself and consider yourself now in the God bubble. The God bubble, that place where we don't care about what we came in with today. We just let it go. We don't care about what's for dinner or John and I going to the Smash 'em Up Derby afterwards. We're just going to let that go for right now. Because now is your time for you and God. Now's your time to take that one thing that maybe you hear from the meditations or from the music or from the talk. Take that one thing and you sling it in your spiritual tool belt so you have something to use during the week moving forward. So at least one thing today. Find an aha that you can take with you. So this month, we're doing Harvesting Blessings. I've been reading a book by Emmett Fox, and it's called The Sermon on the Mount, Life Lessons. So what I want to start out with before that, because for me, everything that we find in the Bible, I like to take it and I like to make a metaphysical transformation out of it so that we can understand it in a better way. Reverend Belinda has a class on metaphysical interpretation of the Bible. So if you ever get a chance to take that, because it's going to come down the pipe here sooner or later again, please do. Also, I'm going to use the word God today. Sometimes I use the word it. Please feel free to replace it with science, with Allah, with universe, with love, whatever it is that you choose to replace it with, that you feel comfortable knowing that all essence, that all Father, Mother, God, mighty, powerful it that you're part of. Use your own term for it. Ernest Holmes tells us in the Bible, Ernest Holmes is the founder of religious science, and he tells us that a blessing is a constructive thought that is directed toward anyone or any condition. Now, what's a condition? What do we call a condition? A condition would be disease. It would be discomfort, upset, turmoil, fear, abandonment, any of that stuff that we don't like to feel, that we know that when it shows up in our life, it is a fact that it shows up in our life, but within spirit, it is not a truth. It is not a truth. He also says that one blesses a person when we recognize the divinity in them. What is it we do when we recognize the divinity in someone? We do namaste. So remember that that is a blessing. I recognize the divinity in you. It's not the namaste, namaste, namaste. It is namaste, baby. I recognize that beauty in you. Remember that beautiful blessing. Well, a Sermon on the Mount. Okay, so that was in Matthew. Matthew has a lot of really great things in the Bible. It's a real meaty book. But Jesus took all of his, Jesus, by the way, the great mystic, we talked about him when we talked about mystics last month. So he took all of his disciples and he went up on this mountain and he gave them a sermon. They call it the Sermon on, well, the Mount. So he is up there and he gives them 8 blessings. 8 blessings. And these blessings I look at and I thought, well, that doesn't mean anything to me until I put a metaphysical twist on that, a turn, and see what these things really do mean and how these things are life lessons that he is giving to them. On this lesson that he gave to them that day, on this sermon, this was one of the longest sermons that he gave. He also gave during this sermon the Lord's Prayer. So that's another metaphysical interpretation for another time. But for today, we're going to stick to the blessings. The mystic Jesus concerned himself with the teaching of general principles, and these general principles had to do with mental states, He knew if someone's mental state was good, then their life was going to be looking okay. If someone's mental state was sad, it was upset, it was fearful, then their life was going to reflect that same thing. Yeah. Jesus' object was to wean the heart from relying on outer things. Our good doesn't come from outer stuff. It depends on what's going on in here. And we'll explain that a little bit. So repeat after me. In God I move and breathe and have my being. That's right, you do. Blessing number 1. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So before we look at poor in spirit, let's look at prosperity. I much prefer prosperity. In a scriptural sense, prosperity and prosper signify a great deal more than just having material possessions, right? That stuff. If our prayers are successful, we shall naturally have everything we need. Prosperity means success in prayer. So we don't need just that outside stuff. It has to start with something. It has to start with our feelings, our emotions, our prayer, our communion with that great I am. If we don't have that, the rest of it doesn't show up with those thoughts or ideas or prayers. Yeah. Now let's look at poor in spirit. To be poor in spirit means to have emptied yourself of all desire to exercise your personal self-will, to be willing to set aside your present habits, your present thoughts, your views, your prejudices, anything that comes in between you and the great I am, anything that comes between you and source. Being wealthy isn't the problem. Money is not the problem. Do you believe that? Money isn't the problem. What is the problem? It's the love of money. Why? It's the love of money, because money is just money. Money is just money. It's the love of money is the problem. Do you guys remember Joel Osteen? I love Joel Osteen. He would get out there. He had a stadium full of people that would listen to him, and he would get out there with his heart and his love and his joy, and he would say, amen, and your good is coming to you. All you have to do is turn around and look at it. And he would go on and on and on, but from his heart and his love. And through his heart and his love and his talks, he had beautiful homes, and he had beautiful cars, and he had a beautiful wife and family. He had all that beauty. So you ever hear this before? Do what you love and the money will follow? Do what you love and the money will follow. So he did what he loved, and the money followed, and people out there condemned him for it. Because you're not supposed to love money. Well, he's not loving money. He's doing what he loves. The money followed. So all of us, I think, try to do our best in whatever it is that we do in our life, at work, at home, in our relationships, in our health. We try to do the best that we can. So if we do the best that we can, and then money starts to follow, I'm going to congratulate you. I'm going to say, you go. That's wonderful, because you're doing what you love, and the money is following. Love of money is the junky stuff. Right? Got it. So repeat after me. In God I move and breathe and have my being. That's right, you do. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. So this actually speaks to turning to spirit in times of difficulty, disease, dysfunction, and hardships. You know, we have a choice. We're going to get to a point in life where we can either do it gracefully, turn to spirit, and learn by that spiritual unfoldment, or we can get pushed. We can get pushed. So what happens when we get pushed? So for me, it was things were not right. My body started to get sick. And, the doctors are saying we can't do anything for you. And there wasn't much. So I had no choice but to turn to Spirit when nothing else is working, right? God finally says, okay, this is it. You need to turn back home. Push. And I did. I did. I turned back to Spirit. It is sometimes through these situations, these upsets, this turmoil that Spirit is the only way that Spirit has to reach us, to get us to turn, to look at the light. That was blessing number 2. Repeat after me. In God I move and breathe and have my being. Have my being. Yes, yes it is. It's true. Do you know what I want you to leave with today, right? Number 3, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. The meek. So let's begin by looking at 2 words, earth and meek. So let's see how they work. Earth doesn't just mean the globe that we stand on. It doesn't mean planet Earth. What it means is manifestation. Manifestation is the result of cause. Cause, we all know God, our thoughts, our ideas, our hopes, our dreams, our first cause. And it comes down, those hopes and dreams come down through the law of mind, right? Who spits out whatever it is that we're hoping or dreaming for, or feeling or upset with, and it shoots it down into physical form, which is manifestation, right? So manifestation. Every manifestation has to have a cause. Cause, effect. Cause, effect. In metaphysics, we all know that cause is mental, and our body and our affairs are the effects. So mental, we're thinking, we're hoping, we're angry, we're upset, we're joyous, we're happy. Cause, effect is what's showing up, what's going on out here in our life now. I'm angry, shooting down those angry thoughts, then more things to make me feel angry are going to show up. That is our manifestation. The word meek refers to a mental attitude which is the secret of success in prayer. It is a combination of open-mindedness and faith in God. It also includes a willingness to allow the will of God to come through us according to how we have prayed, according to our faith. So you know that we can pray for what it is that we want. What do we want to feel? What do we want to see show up? But we can't tell God how to do it. Can't tell God how to do it. And this is where metaphysics gets really fun. It's not just about getting the parking spaces anymore. It's about watching to see how God demonstrates something in your life, something that maybe you thought was never even possible, could never happen in a million years. But according to your faith, it's either going to show up really big, really little. I don't know this is really going to happen, or not at all. Do we want to inherit the earth, our manifestation to have dominion over our own outer experiences? You mean I'm responsible for my own experience in life? I'm responsible for what is showing up or how I am reacting or responding to something showing up in my life? We absolutely are. We must acquire this meekness, this faith in Spirit. Repeat after me. In God I move and breathe and have my being. Yes, that's true. So blessed, number 5, blessed are the merciful. No, I lied. Blessed number 4. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. So what does righteousness mean? It doesn't mean right action. It means right thinking, what's coming from the mind. And in many of these blessings, it always seems to come back to the outer life is an expression of what's going on inside. Are we catching a theme here in all of these blessings? What's showing up in our lives is according to what is going on in here. The law of universe is just it. You can't think one thing and produce another. You can't think, oh man, that person really ticked me off. I don't like that person. and I have mean thoughts about that person. And over here saying, oh, hi, Sadie, how you doing? You're looking great today. Right? You can't do the two things. You can't do that. You can't think one thing and produce another. You cannot walk east and west at the same time. Dichotomy. It is split. If you want to control your circumstances for your outer life, you want happiness, think happy thoughts. You want health, think healthy thoughts. That's what that means when it says, blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they will be filled. Repeat after me. Let's give this a good one. In God I move and breathe and have my being. That's right. There you are. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Okay, so John and I like to hit up the Greek Orthodox Church every once in a while. And Father Seraphim was up at the front last Sunday, and he was reading this thing coming from the book of Matthew again. A lot of stuff in Matthew. And he's talking about, so there is this large property owner, and his name was Joe. And there was this guy named Harry, and Harry had borrowed a bunch of money from Joe, like months and months and months of a paycheck to get him by. So Joe comes over to Harry, and Joe says, okay, Harry, you owe me money. You owe me all these months that I've given you stuff for your wife and your child. I need to have it back. And Harry says, oh, no, please have mercy on me. Have mercy on me. I don't have it right now, but I will have it. I will have it. He says, man, I'm going to take you. I'm going to sell you. I'm going to sell your wife. I'm going to sell your kid. And you can work it out that way. No, please, have mercy on me. So Joe says, you know what, kid? This is your lucky day. This is your lucky day. I tell you what, I wipe out all of your debt to me. You are clean. You, your wife, your child, you're free to go. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. So Harry goes walking down the road, and he sees Seymour over there. Well, a couple months ago, he actually lent Seymour $100. And he goes to Seymour and he says, give me my money. Seymour says, I don't have it. What do you mean you don't have it? I don't have it. I'm so sorry. I will have it back for you. Now, this is $100, not months and months and months worth of wages. This is $100. And the guy says, you don't have it? Seymour says, no, please have mercy on me. Well, Harry says, too bad for you. And he whacks him right there on the spot. Right there on the spot. Well, little Susie Q over here in the corner, she sees the whole thing go down. And she goes back to Joe and says, Joe, you know that guy you just cleared out his entire debt to you? Set he and his wife and his child free? Yeah. She says, I just saw him take out Seymour. Put him down to the ground. Laid him flat. How did he now? So Harry comes walking back to town, and Joe says, hey, Harry, we got to have a talk. I hear that you just whacked Seymour over there. That you killed him because he owed you $100. Yeah, so what about it? Joe says, I just showed you mercy. I gave you mercy and cleared out your entire debt. You could not show mercy for someone else? Oops. That's right. Joe says, take him away. Take him, his wife, his kid away. He can work his debt off till he's done. And that was that. We must show mercy to other individuals. It is up to us to see the light in other people. When we release others from condemnation, we release ours. You know, that guy, he did that to me 20 years ago, and I'll never forget that, and he said this, and he did that. Yeah, well, that guy went walking. He didn't even remember it. He didn't even care, but you've been hanging on to it for 20 years. You've been hanging on to it for 20 years. Not him. What's it doing to you? It's eating up cells inside of your body. That's what that's doing. Release yourself. Release yourself from condemnation and other people. Repeat after me. In God I move and breathe and have my being. That's right. Blessing number 6. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Well, what is the blessing here? The blessing is to see God. Can we really see God? Well, we see God in each other. I see the light in you and you and you, just like little Miss Marianne in her little mirror all those years ago. I see the light in all of you. But is God in a physical form? Is he that guy that's on some cloud with a big long beard and the cane up there passing judgment on all sorts of people? No. And God will never be in that form. Why can that not happen? Why can't that happen? Because that would make spirit, God, limited. And God is not limited. God is unlimited. There's too much other stuff going on in the world and the universe and people and places and things. That would make God limited. The seeing refers to spiritual perception, our spiritual perception. You know what Emmett Fox, the author of this book, says about heaven? He says that heaven is the religious name for the presence of God. The religious name for the presence of God. You know what I think heaven is? I think heaven is a consciousness. I think heaven is what we make it here on earth. We either make heaven or we make hell, according to our beliefs. Heaven is infinite, but our mental states give us time and space here on earth. In its full and complete sense, purity is recognizing that God alone is the only real cause and the only real power in existence. Pure in heart. Do you know what heart refers to in the Bible? Do you know what it really means? It means subconscious. Subconscious. And what do we call subconscious in New Thought? What is the subconscious? That is the law of mind. That is the law of mind. It knows everything about you. It knows everything you've done, everything you've said, everything you've thought, everything about you. The law of mind is. It's not enough for us to know or accept the truth with our conscious mind only. We can only make changes when it infiltrates our entire being. A man thinketh in his heart, and so is he. Thinks in his heart, thinks in his subconscious, thinks into the law of mind, and so is he. That's what demonstrates. Repeat after me. In God I move and breathe and have my being. That's right, that's right. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Oh, he reminds us here that prayer is our only means to returning to that beautiful communion with Spirit. Prayer is the only thing that can change our character. Maybe the alcoholic who is really mean and really nasty when he drinks. But over here, he's really super and sweet and kind. But once he starts drinking, he gets really nasty. And his wife is leaving him. He's losing his job. His kids are mad at him. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. So something has to change. You know, in AA, they have a whole spiritual piece to that, which is just beautiful because we got to know that we're not alone and we need to make changes. Once we make that commitment to Spirit for change, it will happen. It will happen for us. This is what we call being born again. It's not some weird, oh, he's born again. No, seriously. We are born again. When I had that whole health mishap and whole life change up, when I turned to Spirit and had to trust Spirit beyond a shadow of a doubt, that I knew everything was going to happen, there was an entire character change, an entire life change. That person was gone. That life was gone. It was a brand new life, born again. Those that are, whatever the challenges are that they do, they learn something new. They go through those dark nights of the souls. But those dark nights of the souls are what bring us to where we need to be, through happiness, to joy, for health, or peace, or prosperity. Yeah. The secret of healing oneself and others is that we first attain some degree of true peace of mind. The mystics that we talked about last month, what do the mystics talk about? True peace of mind. What do they call that? They call that serenity. Serenity. So people come to me and they talk to me about prosperity. I want to be secure. I want to be financially secure. I hear a lot. I said, well, what if we took financially secure and turned it into financially serene? Doesn't that sound better? To be financially serene, to be filled with peace, to know that all of your needs are met before they've even been asked for. Yeah, secure makes you all uptight. You got to think about the bills that are coming down, but I got the money to pay them. Serene is, yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Yeah. Ah. Peacemakers. The peacemakers in this blessing, he says, I quote, are those who make or bring about true peace or serenity in their own souls. For it is they who surmount the limitation and become actually and not just potentially the children of God. Repeat after me. In God, I move and breathe and have my being. Yeah, because every time we say that, we move on to a new blessing. So this is the last blessing. This is blessing number 8. This is kind of a heavy one, so prep yourself, because I really had to look into this book to find this meaning. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Oh, wow. Okay, so who was it? It was either Angie or it was Marcy that said, Marcy, the will of God. What does God want for us? What is the will of God? Well, so God is here. We each know each other, so God could know itself, right? So God could know itself, so we're each in these each individualized personifications of spirit. So God knows, we know each other in relationship. Okay. So God doesn't like fear, anger, hurt, upset, whatever you want to call it. God doesn't like that. God doesn't know it. It doesn't exist in God's mind. For us, it may be a fact showing up in our life, maybe a fact, but it is not a truth of Spirit's being. What does God want for us? It wants peace, love, joy, happiness, guidance, direction, all the things that are fluffy and make you feel good. That is Spirit. It is God's good pleasure to give you the kingdom, and we get there by cultivating serenity and peace. Peacemakers who do this, praying aright, inherit the earth, have their mourning turned into joy. Whatever they shall ask of Spirit is going to show up according to your faith and your belief. Is faith something that's really big for you, or is it small? That's where your prayers are answered. The answer to your prayer is in the prayer itself. So why is it blessed to be persecuted as a result of our right thinking? There is no outside persecutor. Who does it to us? Our lower self. We do it to us. When we find right thinking difficult, we are tempted to sit in it. You know, you get upset with somebody, you just want to stew for a while. Just want to stew. You want to sit in it. But those are the thoughts we don't want to sit in. Those are the things that start to create. We are then being persecuted for our own righteousness' sake because we are sitting in it. But I'll tell you what, you learn from those mistakes. You learn from sitting in it. You learn it doesn't feel good, and you learn what shows up when you are there. We have been persecuting ourselves. Every spiritual treatment or scientific in prayer involves some form of battle with our lower self. When we go into prayer and we are angry, we're not happy, we're feeling poor, we're feeling sick, we really have to talk. I think Ernest Holmes calls it the argumentative way of treatment. And you really have to work yourself in to silence and prayer and peace and calm. All the great prophets, the enlightened ones, and the mystics ultimately overcame things. They went through their own dark nights of the soul. Look at Mother Teresa and how many that she had. Nothing can come into our experience unless it finds something in us with which it is attuned. That's scary. And to have trouble and difficulty is only a sign that our own mentality needs cleaning up. Sometimes we have to check ourselves. We don't like what that person has said to us. We don't like what that is showing up as. Check my own consciousness. Check my own consciousness. Is it easy to do? No. Is it sometimes embarrassing to the self? Yeah. Do you got to do it anyway? Yeah. Check ourselves. At this point, there is a danger for weak or vain or self righteousness to pop up. We don't need that, do we? So, the great law of life says that we can only get what belongs to us at any time, and nobody can prevent our getting it. And so, all persecution and hindrance come from within. Doesn't have to be that way anymore. Repeat after me. In God I move and breathe and have my being. Remember that. Namaste.
Am I on? Yes. Thank you, Reverend Pixie. Okay, so now it is time for our joyful time of giving. And so this is your opportunity to support the Amani Center. And so I'm going to just very quickly remind you of some of the ways that you can give to the Amani Center if you're not here in the room. So you can text the word Amani to 44321. You can hit the donate button on our newsletter and our email blasts. There's also a donate button on our website, theamanicenter.org. You can use your bank app and set up automatic payments that will come every week or every month or whatever works for you. And then you can always mail us a check to the Amani Center at 2558 Greenwood Lane, suite number D in Cameron Park, California, 95682. And there is also a link that should be dropping right now that will take you right to a app that will allow you to donate to the Amani Center. So whatever way you choose to give, whether it's your time, your treasure, just bringing your good vibration and your smiling face to our space, we just appreciate it. You know, we continue to pay our lease payments and our electricity, and we have costs for running this place, but we're so grateful to be here. We know it's important, and so anything you can do to help us keep doing what we're doing, we really appreciate it. We really can't do it without you. And so before we pass the baskets, I want to turn it over to Angie to do a treatment, and then we will send the baskets around and hear some more music from John. First Angie.
So once again, let us go within, closing our eyes, coming together in the oneness as we focus on harvesting our blessings. And we imagine and we see and we call to the forefront of our attention all of the multitude of ways in which we are blessed, far beyond only our financial means, but in the way of family, and in the way of friends, and in the way of right employment, in so many different ways, and the abundance of things that we have in our home that bring us comfort and security. And we know that we are so blessed in so many different ways. And so today we find it in our hearts to give what it is we have to give from that mount of blessings, and it's an inexhaustible supply, as we know that we live in a universe of infinite possibility. Anything is possible. And so we give from that space in our hearts, that we see the Amani Center continue to grow and flourish and expand in new and ever expanding programs out into the community. And we are so grateful to have the opportunity to be a part of that. And so we give from our hearts today to continue to move forward and grow forward, as together we share what it is we have to give. And so I speak my word, knowing that even as I speak it, it is already so. And together we say, and so it is.
Give up my heart, give up my soul, give up my treasures, because I know that as I give, I will receive. The circle is complete. I give up my heart, I give up my soul, I give up my treasures,
accept these donations and blessings on behalf of the Amani Center so that we may continue to flourish and grow, and I see them overflowing in great abundance, and we accept them together as a group for our center, and so it is.
Thank you, Angie. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Okay, and so now it is time for us to rise together and sing our final song, The Presence is Here. So if you'll stand at home and sing along with us, or sit if you want to sit, but do sing out loud, and let's all come together for this moment. The presence is here. The presence is here. Love and spirit prevail on each face. The presence is here. Amen. The presence is here. And I will meet you in grace. And I will meet you in grace.
And so we just move forward this week, remembering our blessings, remembering our love and our life, and that everything inside of us counts. In God, we move, we breathe, and we have our being. And so it is.
And so it is.